Hello and welcome to WOW's Operation Replays. This is your host, Lord Holland, and today we are doing a different kind of review. Usually I have the ship. For this one, I could not ignore this replay sent in to me by on my Discord channel by my friend Rolkatsuki here. Phenomenal replay, but it demonstrates the absolute strength of everything I try to stress on my channel. It is the picture-perfect replay, in my opinion. It's one of them, but it's damn near picture-perfect. It advertises everything I've been stressing. Now, I don't have a Bayard, so what we have to do is compare it to Mr. de Grasse, which is basically a smaller Bayard. So, hit points, 31,000, torpedo reduction, 10%. Bayard is 37,000, 28%, so not a huge health difference at all. Shell speed 870 milliseconds for both AP and HE. Max damage not that great, 2200 for HE, 3300 for AP. So these are pretty floaty shells, and it's an 8-second reload on de Grasse. So let's go to Bayard. Bayard, 7.5 second reload. De Grasse has a 16.2 range. The Bayard has a 16.4 range. Basically, the guns are basically the exact same, even in fire chance today. So these are the exact same guns. So you're not getting anything over to the Grasse, just 2 tiers higher. Now, torpedo-wise, 9K, 60 knots. 9K, 60 knots. Okay, AA, again, nothing real special between the two. Rudder shift, with the equipment and the module, of course that's going to be 7 seconds with the module. So I think it's pretty safe to assume that with the module, you're basically getting the exact same rudder shift with a little bit more turning circle, but that's not much. And the speed, same speed. So it's not a huge difference. Concealment on de Grasse, 11.2 with detection. So obviously Bayard is going to be much stealthier. So you do beat the de Grasse in detection. But this is basically, Bayard is an upgraded, de Grasse. But it's still an amazing ship. Amazing ship. Now, armor-wise, it's squishy. We pull some of this armor off, and we see just how squishy it is. 25 millimeter bow and aft plating, Citadel, even with the torpedo bulkhead and the armor. So let's put up those extra armor plating. 102, 25. You're not stopping large caliber shells. Even cruiser shells, 203s, go straight through this. You're going to get Citadel. So, like with all French cruisers, speed is your friend. Staying mobile and using islands is your friend. So if you can play the de Grasse effectively in operations and use the islands and everything, then Bayard is going to be your next best friend. But let's quit blabbering and get into the replay, and I'll show you why it's so good. Hello and welcome. This is the Bayard replay version. Now, Rolkatsuki is divvied up with Cap and Lord Holland, and a Linen and an Irian. He's got a good team. Turpets, Odin, Mines, Akatsuki. So a lot of good damage dealers, and we're on Operation Newport. Now, as we discussed in the review part of it, Bayard has really heavy shell arcs. So Now, we're going to see it, but we do know he has Consumable Expert, and just looking at the replay and everything, you know, we look in the main battery range, 16.4, and detectability by C, 13.2. So, Rolkatsuki does have, or actually it's 11.3, sorry. 11.3, sorry. 11.3 detection, so, but Rolkatsuki is a very interesting player. After playing with it, he doesn't run it normally. Like, normal players would probably take Concealment. He experiments with a lot of unusual builds, which actually turn out really well. So, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the traditional French build is not being used there. I think it'd be safe to assume that he is using a Lighthouse build. But you see, he does pick up the Ayoba. He's up to 14,000 damage now. But he's using the island, and the enemy team is just shooting. Now he gets unlucky and doesn't pick up the Kuma. Should have had it. But you'll just see. I mean, he should be getting focused. But he's not. But then we're just seeing the shell arcs and everything. And it is a painful ship on the shell arc. That's honest. But these are... It's understandable. Now he is running top grade gunner, which does decrease his reload. But you see how he's just staying mobile. He's staying mobile. He's using his ship's speed to his advantage.
Attention. Destroy all enemy forces before
now,
the
Mr. Cap,
is launched and secure the
he's having some trouble with his health. Mr. Linen, he's gonna go do linen things. He'll probably go do a funny. A really big funny. But we'll see how he does. But we're gonna focus on our star here, Bayard. Bayard is just, he's keeping that distance, and he's just hammering out those shots. Now, he hasn't used any of his consumables. So, he's saving those, because you don't need to use them at this point. If you can, let's say you set a fire on, say, Congo. You could use it. A reload booster and try to get some more fires, get some more damage, but he's just taking it nice and slow. Now, I wish in this game that the Turpet, the Mines, and the Odin had been really aggressive. Now, he does get a double fire on the Congo, and that's just going to tick his damage way up. So he doesn't have to focus on Congo anymore. It's just going to burn at this point. Now he's just keeping his range. He's always keeping an eye on the battleships, because one battleship shell, half your health is gone. Now that Congo has 3 fires on it, and it is burning. Right off the bat, gets a fire on Baron. Bayard is going to DCP. He is trying to get the DD, but Linen gets that. Now Mr. Cap is not having a good time in an Irian. I can imagine Mr. Linen is not having a good time either. Now he's just throttling back and forth, using island cover, using the terrain, and minimizing his profile. Typical, absolute, perfect Irian tactics. And just French tactics here. This is absolutely textbook gameplay. This is the absolute best that you can do. Now he's up to almost 90,000 damage, and we're only 5 minutes in. He does pick up the AO buff.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
But again, he's not using any of his heals or none of his consumables. He's saving all those consumables, which is probably a very good thing. Because you never know when you'll need those consumables. Now he's like realizing that, okay, Bayard's gonna go down. He's moving to engage the third wave. Now he's trying to shoot the DDs. And his aim is on target. Just the shell dispersion. But from this angle, it is pretty hard to hit a DD. But he is getting it. He knocks out a fire, and so if he gets a perma-fire or any incapacitation, it sticks. Yep, there's the permanent incapacitation. He does have priority target, which is absolutely a must for, like, well, any French cruiser. If you're running the Henri, absolutely. Well, if you're running a lighthouse build Henri or any cruiser, you really don't need it because you're going to be detected. But you see, he just lights a fire. It's a nice 5,000k salvo there. It's just now that's his first damage shell. But look where he positions. He positions in such a beautiful spot. Now that Ioba has a permafire on it. Or Mayoko, it's gonna burn. Now he gets super close to the silo. Now his back guns can shoot, but his front guns can't. Now he gets a double fire, but that doesn't stick. There's another 2 fires. We're up to 12 fires now. And that York is not 3 fires on the York. Holy crap. This is just, and this is without a reload booster. Now he's just kind of going back and forth, doing the typical, French thing, which is absolutely textbook. Setting fires, and his damage is up to almost 150,000, 13 fires. He takes a little salvo there, but he has the health to basically weather it. Gets an incapacitation. Does he pick up that kill? Nope, does not pick up that kill. Now, some people might shoot HE or AP, but at that such low health, there's no point for him to basically shoot. Mine picks up the Mayoko, and he doesn't have to worry about torps because the linen over there is drawing all the torps towards him. So, he doesn't have to worry. But this is just a very beautiful position. He's just letting them come to him at this point. And there's nothing they can do. Now he's up to basically 160. Linen tries to steal that shot, unfortunately. Akatsuki, but look where he's at. He pops his hydro and his first, engine boost. And I don't need to be a pro operations player to tell you what's going to happen. I think we all know what's going to happen.
This is Base Commander.
I haven't seen a beautiful cleanup of these cruisers in a long time, but he just cleans them up beautifully. But he has the health to deal with them. Let's say he was half health. I honestly don't think he could have did this strategy. Possible, but hard to say. Now he's doing about 40 knots with a speed boost. But see, we see the AP. Just look, pops it. Boom. 12k. 9k. Lost track on that, but really good damage.
Problem solved, sir.
He gets really good damage there. That was at least 12k there. Gets a Citadel, another 13k. And that guy's gonna die to corpse. Natural selection. Now he does have a permafire, which is unfortunate, but he just in that salvo, he basically went up 100,000 damage. And now look at his positioning. As long as that Akatsuki and the Irian keep those guys spotted, he can just farm from this island with impunity. There's nothing, and right off the bat, he gets a fire. So, it is Beautiful. It looks like Mr. Lennon does a funny on a Musashi. But just look at the DPM. Musashi goes down to the Lennon. But again, we got 2 fires on Ganiza now. Perma-fires. Those will burn. 3 fires on Ganiza now. And he's just spamming the engine. Now, it's not going to probably Citadel, but, you know, we saw about a 6K chunk there. Another 6K chunk. The AP is just wrecking. He's not even using being Citadel damage. It's just solid chunks at this point. And he's still got plenty of consumables left. But we've crossed 300,000. That's kind of unfortunate. He really did deserve those 2 kills. He really did.
Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy destroyer sighted.
Now, I don't really know what the Odin said. Sorry, got carried. Because he wasn't really doing much. Maybe he was busy doing something in real life. It's understandable. But this was a picture-perfect cleanup operation of Newport. Now, Lennon does go down to Torps. That's unfortunate. But, you know, he's crossed basically 320,000 in a Bayard. I can't think of a better, you know, display of the Bayard. I honestly can't. Bayard's always been a good ship in my opinion. But you see, we do see the lack of range is an issue. The lack of range is an issue. So positioning is a big part of it. And Katsuki demonstrated amazing positioning. How he positioned himself for the 2nd and the 3rd waves, and then farmed down those reinforcements real quickly. And you just saw his damage just multiply. I honestly would say this is one of the best Bayard games I've seen. Although, in all honesty, it's one of the few I have seen, obviously. I would love to see more Bayard games and just more of these ships that we don't see anymore. Again, operations have given so many old ships new lease on life. And it's great to see these ships. And reload boosting is beautiful. The aim's off, but it's just beautiful. Now, 328,000 damage. Beautiful damage. Beautiful.